All right, because of our time, you are welcome to this webinar for tonight. This webinar and revision on the course GST 101, the use of English and communication skills. GST 101, the use of English and communication skills. 1. First and foremost, from my heart, I would like to appreciate every one of you, those who reached out to us, who gave us ratings and reviews on the concluded course on Friday, NOU 107. I was amazed, I was so joyful when I saw like 70% of students reaching out to us the impact of the bulletin and as well as the impact of this on Friday. As soon as people came out from the exam hall, it dropped their ratings. I really appreciate and our team and admins are so grateful. Now, not to waste much of our time here, we're going to be studying, we'll be looking at some questions that will probably, you see, there is something I would like us to know about noun questions. Now, you see, noun questions are tricky. Now, out of the 70%, we have 30% that reached out to us that some of the questions we gave out, none or only few came out. How was that? Now, like as I was about ending the discussion on the course we did on NOE 107, I stated something. What did I say? I said you have to follow 5 criteria when writing down exams. The first, I mentioned about time management. I focused on time management. I focused on some other perspective. Now, the last which I focused on was critical thinking. What did I mention about critical thinking? I said critical thinking means you are thinking beyond your restrictions. You are thinking beyond what you have even learned. Now, take a look at the course NOE 107 which you did on Friday. Here in this revision, I could remember I said something. I said a question will come out. What is the question? Females are said to be in noun. The question states this in question 4 on GST or NOE 107. I said, I said in NOU 107, please in a minute. In NOU 107, on question 4, I said females as in noun, females are said to be more than male. True or false? I said true. Now, in the noun course in the exam, when a student reached out to me, the questions that came out was in JKK's study center, males are said to be more than females. It is the same question they are asking. They just took this in JKK. JKK is the same thing as NOUN. It is a study center under NOUN Open University. Under students, there are a lot, but I'm just giving an instance to show how tricky, but they are the same question. Now take a look at another question. In question 1, what I said the other day, I said question one. I said National Open University of Nigeria was established in 2002. Now, a question comes like this in the exams. Now, or National Open University of Nigeria in full details was established in dash. Now, in the options, they gave options a decade ago. Option B, over 2 decades. Option C, over 3 decades. Option D, over 4 decades. The question is quite simple. Now take a look at when we say 2002. 2002 is not over a decade. It is what? Over 2 decades. So these questions, they are still the same thing, but they can ask it trickishly. So therefore, you need to, like I said, you need to what? You need to think beyond, beyond. All right. Anything about GSTs, it's not like other economics. It's not departmental courses. It is the departmental courses that they ask questions according to your course material. Question will be asked according to your courseware. But you see the GSTs, in fact, starting from GST 101, then NOUN 107, they are being tricky. And now I think with all what I've said right now, I think I'm able to convince you and not to convince you. All right, what you should expect and how to answer now DST courses. Now I would like to just click, you see, on GST 101, there are a lot of courses. All right, there are a lot of questions. You see, this is just six. All right, I just brought out the main six that at our own expense we know that it will be out. All right, now you see, after explaining all this, I'll then give you some facts on other courses. All right, which will be very helpful to you. Now let's start with question one. Now, anything you see, these are the questions that will come out. All these things you'll be reading in summary or some other things. For example, um there's a different question that comes out. A dash is a compulsory day-to-day activities. All those won't come out. They are the questions of 2014, 2015. I'm telling you, being honest. Those that are very closer to me, they will say, if they tell you about us, they will tell you that honesty is the key. Now, take a look at this. A question like this will definitely come out. Now, average speed requires reading 250 to 500 words. All right? Average speed, let's go. Average speed. Now, for those who would like to invite your colleagues, please, the group link, just scroll up to um, this the channel's comment section. You'll see the link to share with other colleagues to join the platform. Now, let's do what is meant for today. Average speed requires reading 250 to 500 words per minute for how many percent comprehension? For 70% comprehension. Now, in your courseware, in your examination, the question might go thus: 250 to 500 words are comprehension required for dash speed. You should all know that is what. You see, this is just a guide, but this particular question, it will expect this kind of question, but this is just a guide, so it might be twisted. Is, you see, I said the other day, out of 10,000 people sitting for now examination, you can see 70,000 of them which the question like this will occur, while the remaining 30,000 the questions will be different. Now, so that's the aspect. So average speed requires, you see, this is how to read. You have to know about, just say average speed talks about 250 to 500. In fact, they might bring this question like this. They might bring this question like this. Average speed requires dashboards. Now listen. Average speed requires reading dashboards. Repeating myself, average speed requires reading dashboards. Now, they might not give you options. Options A, 2, 210. Options B, 380. Option C, 800. Option D, 900. You should know that the options here, they when they say 250 to 500, 250 to 500 is in between 250 and all the numbers between 250 to what? To 500. So that means our answer to the options given is what? Option A. Now, if you know you can't comprehend to what I'm saying here, as I do tell and inform students, if you are coming to our revision class like this, it's quite simple. I used to say, bring a paper and a note as not to forget what is being elucidated here in these revisions. Okay, just for a second. Now, as we proceed, as we proceed. Now, I'm still on the question one. So you should know how they ask, how they put those questions. All right. Now, many of you that after the NOU 107, I felt very bad when people started contacting me. Apart from maybe NOU 107 and other courses, how very bad their result is. Now, at the end of this class, I'm going to speak about the aspect of result. I will comfort you. I will counsel you. I'll tell you I'll tell you the steps to take. All right. By God's grace, it is well. Now, so this is a question like this. So ensure you understand this. Question two. Note making means making note from private study. Now, note in the exam hall, some students, 50% of the students' question will come out like this. Now, the others, question might come out like this. Note dash. They can ask a question like this. Dash means making notes from private study. It's note making. Now, for the other students, they might bring a question stating this. Dash means making notes from reading of books, of journals, of etc. Is note making. Don't forget that we have two types. We have the note making and the note taking. Now, note taking is when, don't forget, note taking is when you are, for example, now, there are some people that are having a sheet of paper, writing and listening to what is done here. That is note taking. Now, note making is you are making notes out of from your own study. This is a study where a tutor, all right, or a lecturer or a facilitator All right, it's giving you what? Point. That is note making and note taking. Note making is you are taking notes. You are bringing out facts and points from what? From your own perspective and view, without any aid of a lecturer, a tutor, a facilitator. But now what you are doing here is note taking. So your question might come like this. Is this one will come out as well? Question 3. During a slow study, during a slow studying reading speed, during a slow studying reading speed, during a slow study reading speed contains 200 to 300. So now take a look at these differences. Average study speed is in between 250 to what? 500. Slow study, it includes 200 to 300 words. Now, like I used to say, like I've been telling you, it might be tricky. How is the question be? Now, they might bring this exact question. Now, they might bring this question of stating this. A dash reading speed contains 215 words per minute. Now, don't forget that this is 200 to 300. 200, 215 is in between 200 to 300 words. So you know that what? It is, you can either call it slow reading speed, you can call it study reading speed. Note that you can as well call it slow study reading speed. They are all the same. Slow speed, study speed, or slow study speed. Then question 4. Skimming is the fastest reading speed when you are achieving 50% comprehension at over 800 words per minute. You see, I'm being honest. I'm not cursing. I'm not I'm not passing, I'm not going over my jurisdiction. But I am telling you the fact. GST 101 is in all courses in now. I'm telling you the real fact. In all courses in the National Open University of Nigeria, GST 101 is the course that many students normally fails a lot. I'm being honest. I never said this in NOU 107. If you can, those that were with us, those that joined us on Friday, I never said this statement on NOU 107. But you see this course, if peradventure if you are having course you have not been reading so far, ensure you read thoroughly on this course, GST GST 101. This course, the question, the questions are always tricky in the exams. You use an example of the tutor marked assignment. If you take a look at the tutor marked assignment, the questions coming out from TMAs were not from the course material directly. They will give you. I will explain more on that as we proceed. Now take a look at this. Instructions. Instructions are given in form of commands, steps, procedures, and process. Now, it's just a limelight for you. Now, a question might come this. You use dash when listening to rules and regulation of a country. or dash is made when listening to the rules and regulation of a country. What is made? Instruction. Why is it instruction? You are listening to the rules and regulation of a country. When you're listening to the rules or you're following the rules and regulation, you're following what? Commands. You're following commands. Now, you don't forget that we are having instructions, we are having facts, we are having instructions, we are having facts, and we are having direction. Don't forget that direction is what? It's a guide, all right, for a follow up, a guide um, to a place or um, let me give an instance now using the word direction. Now, a question might come like this using the direction aspect. You use dash or dash is used whenever you are lost in a strange environment. Dash is made or dash is used whenever you are lost in a strange environment. Will you make use of instructions? Never. You make use of what? Directions. You follow directions. So, like I said, you see, GST 101 exam is tricky. My advice when you're sitting for this kind of course in exam, as I used to tell students, you need to think beyond. You need to think beyond even critical thinking. Now, this question will come out. This, but many might be tricky. You see things like that. Now, note that if you're answering now questions, your question whenever you're filling in the gap at the beginning. Take a look at my beginning now. Average speed starts with capital letter A, capital letter N, note making. This one as well. Question 4, capital letter S. Question 5, at the beginning. Now, when I got to the middle, I started with small letter, not capital letter. All these are very and extremely important. We started with small letter at the middle. Now, by the time we got to the ending, okay, we do have any which has an ending. So it must be a small letter. But at the beginning of a sentence, you are starting with the capital letter. Now, take a look at the last question. The blob can be seen at the back. This question will come out. Now, this is how they ask. They can ask this question. The blob and the summary are the same thing. Note that the blob can be seen at the back, not at the front, not at the head, not at the side, but where? At the back of a book. So the blob, they can question it like this, they can put it in this way. The summary, they can say the dash can be seen at the back of the book. So if you don't write blob, you write summary. You're summarizing. All right. So these are the six. All right. The sixth question. Last time I gave five. This time around, I'm going to give six. Now I said I would like to chip in something. Now I would like us to bring our pen and paper. I will speak about some things. I would like to bring out for students who would like to get more insight about this course. Like I said, this course, get ready. This is beyond reading your notes. This is beyond reading notes. This is beyond even what we are doing here. This is beyond, you see, summaries If I were you, if you can see your summaries, take summaries and tear it away. I'm telling you the fact. Honestly, by the time you come back from GST 101, you will say that I thank God for not reading summary. If you see summary for GST 101, take it and throw it away. So I will give you some guide on what to read on the course GST 101. We are having less than, this is 7:30. Exam is this is 7:57, almost 8. So we're having less than 12 hours for this. Now bring out a pen and paper. Our advisors places to study in your now courseware. Now, I would just say, if you have the money, there are bullet points, because we want students to have access to these bullet points to also testify. There are many students that they couldn't afford, so we brought it down from that high price to 2,000 to 5 or 3,000 naira, depending on the course material for a course. All right. So now that's for the bullet points. Now for those who can't, I will just give you a clue to go to what to read on your course material. Now, in your course material, number one, go and study average speed. Average speed. Study it thoroughly. This is the last time I will say this statement. If you see summary for GST 101, run away from it. Summary, course summary, exam summary, take it, run away from it. Nothing. You might count like 2 questions that might come out, or even one. You see, average speed, all the things under average speed, is it 70%? This, go and read it. Go and read note making. Understand the aspect of note making. You see, this, it will come out. This, it will come out. Then go and read slow study. We have three speed. We have study, and that is the slow study. We have fastest speed. We have average speed. So go and read the average speed, fastest speed, which is skimming, and slow study. Cancel summary. Those things, I hope you are writing on what I'm telling you. Even those that got the bullet point already, congratulations, it's part of it. So go and read it. All these things that contains in the slow study, 200 to 300 words, go and read it. Then skimming, scanning, go and read it. Now you see, may God help you. Honestly, I'm not putting fear in you. Just, you see, this course, apart from you reading all this, I'll repeat myself again. In the exam, you need critical thinking. You need to think beyond what you read. Some question now from this, now it is skimming. They might expect you to write skim instead of skimming. In a place where you are writing scan instead of scanning, you are wrong. That's why I said critical thinking. I always mention critical thinking. You need to think, uh, is it above or beyond what you read? Skimming, scanning, skimming. So the places where you need to write skimming, you must know. The places where you need to write scanning, you must know. The place where you need to write scan, you must know. The place you need to write skim, you must know. So go and learn about the skimming, the scanning, the scan, the skim, all these, and the reading speed. We have the Don't forget you also have high concentration. If you can use this is it by before 9:30, I'm planning to leave the floor to all of you to find time to read. If you have not read for 3 hours before, try to read for 3 hours on GST 101. Then instructions. Go and learn instructions, how, where, and where instructions are to be inputted. Instructions, directions, and what's the last one? It should be facts. Instructions. Go ahead to learn instructions, directions, and facts. I think those are the things that are in those three aspects. We have instructions, directions. Hold on, I want to confirm because I know we're having a lot of students watching us from different states, different countries, and people outside the country. Okay, so in a few minutes, yeah, instructions, directions, and facts. So go and learn it, study it, understand its aspect. When I say, see, you don't need to, you're not reading intensively. You are reading both intensively and extensively if you have studied GST 101. Then 6, the blob can be seen at the blob. This is what they can just ask you. Like I said, they will ask you the summary. You don't need to go further. So instruction. Then number 5 again, number 6, I've said 5 things. Number 6, passage will come out. Can you imagine using summary? Do you see passage? Get ready for passage. The passage will come out. True and false will come out. Passage. When I say passage, reading passage. They will give you a reading passage to read. They will then ask you, what does, it's like the way it was being asked in your tutor mark the assignment. It will come out. It will come out. There are many people that have not even asked carryover in their course so far. Many. This is not about me putting fear or any other thing. This is about me talking about experience. And why am I saying this? I will want every of our students to read. Now, before coming to an end of our class of this revision, now there are many students that contacted us, our admins, for because of the mass. We saw masses of students reaching out to us on bad scores. Some were having, I wouldn't want to even say it out here, that so far so good, their courses were carryover. Now, I will just speak, I'll say a few things right now. I would like you to hold this. Now, this is just counseling. A counseling. Now, listen, everyone. You have carryovers, you have failure, all right? You are not a failure. Let's say all your courses you have done in now, so far so good since the exam started last week, Tuesday, you have been having F. You will know because you will see your scores. If you are scoring 15 in your now exams, exams, and your TME is not up to 25, that is F. The least score you need to score is 40. Now, I will proceed to my counsel. Now, it's not the end of the road. This is GST 101, and I believe that every one of you is offering, you're in 100 level. If you have, out of 8 semesters, you're having 8 semesters. How is it 8 semesters? We are having 4 years in now to graduate. 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. Each levels are divided into 2 semesters, making 8 respective semesters. Now, if you fail, if you carry over courses in the first semester, that is 1 out of 7. You're not a failure. The remaining 7, you need to find all means, you need to find all ways to make sure that those 7 will cover up that 1. You see, that 1 is normal. Please don't, many of you, when you reach out to me and my admins, especially me, I feel bad. Many will cry, some will weep, some will say they are paying for their school fees themselves. Some will say, they want to drop out. Some will give reasons. So see, don't kill yourself. Now exam is difficult. It is your first time. Your seniors are falling into this position, and this is the same thing I told them. This is the same thing I will tell you. So this is, we are having 8 semesters in now, and we have some that will enter 10 semesters. Those are 5 years course, 4 years. Now let's say this semesters your enemy fails, all carry over. How many semesters are left? You are having 7 semesters. If these 7 semesters living that are being left, you find all means to achieve A, B, A, B. In fact, you will forget that you have a semester you fail. That is how it is. That is the norms, and that is how now works in. So those of you that is about to kill yourself, don't kill yourself. Start focusing